So I kind of like broke down some bullet points, that I want to talk about. If you guys see that in chat or whatever.
Yes.
Nice.
Let me pull them up again.
Alright.
And you read the last chapter, right? 991?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes, I did.
You guys want to start with that? I think that's like a pretty good place to start.
Alright, you
Sure.
wanna... You're recording already?
Uh-huh.
Alright, you wanna do a little hosting?
Yeah.
Just like just pretend like we're doing a podcast, because that's probably...
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first ever Linlin's Tea Party, hosted by Michael Liga.
Yes. You could find me on Thriller Bark forums at Ranger. I'm a moderator on there. And I'm going to figure out which YouTube channel to upload this on, I guess, if it comes out well.
Awesome.
Sweet.
And your co-host, Michael Moskowitz.
Congratulations. You earned
Like
it.
how I've been a co-host, Donald's the one doing all the hosting.
And your second co-host, Donald Smith.
Resident voice actor, Iguana Don. Yeah, you could be actually, Don, you could be the announcer. You're a good announcer. There you go. Promote it.
Wait, was it? I didn't even look at Discord. Is this Scott or is this Nick?
No, this is Eric.
Eric, sorry.
He went to
Yeah, there
UMass.
we
He went to
go.
UMass with us for like a year, right?
And our final co-host,
I did.
Eric.
Hello.
Okay, I don't know, for me, I think like the highlight of the chapter, probably the
We're talking about
reveal.
the chapter first.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the chapter first. I think we got a couple bullet points I wrote down. Well, let's start with that because everyone's read it. I think it's a good springing off point.
Good place to start.
Anyway, I was gonna say that like the reveal of Usopp and Nami fighting Page One and Ulti,
Hey.
like that's pretty crazy to me. I was thinking kind of like, okay, maybe like Sanji. They teased Sanji versus Page One earlier. Like maybe he's gonna be
Nope.
Sanji's opponent. But then they had him fight King all of a sudden. And I was like, oh, what the hell? And now all of a
Sanji's
sudden,
just like, yeah.
yeah.
Good
And,
job,
and now,
see you later,
yeah,
guys.
and now Sanji's like,
can
let's go.
handle it.
Now he's like, let's go fight Kaido, Luffy. I'm like, what's happening, right? Yeah, but now Usopp
no
and
idea.
Nami versus those two, that's gonna be sick. Like, if they could actually defeat two Flying Six members, like that's a huge like power like reveal for those characters. I think.
It is. That's a huge leap, and they haven't really done.
Yeah, like
much
what? Yeah,
for,
what
like,
have
a
they done,
while.
right? Like
Usopp kind of did something in Dressrosa, I guess, but that was like a little
No,
silly.
that was a while
Wait,
ago.
so,
too.
like, yeah, his last real fight was like Alabasta, I guess, against Miss Merry Christmas.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah. Hang on. Let's think about that for a
What are you
second.
talking about?
He didn't do anything in Skypiea, really.
What do you?
No.
Oh my
And then
god.
in Water 7, his like main feat there was just like sniping from the tower.
Yeah.
What about when he fought Luffy?
Yeah, he fought Luffy.
Oh, that's
true.
true,
That's
actually.
true.
That is true.
That's
Guys,
true. He
come
fought
on!
Luffy.
I can't believe what I'm hearing right
No,
now.
he fought
guys are
Perona.
all
He
Usopp
1v.
haters?
Remember, he 1v1 Perona.
No.
He had the Perona
Alright,
fight.
one at a time. Stop talking over each other. It's bad to listen to.
Thank you.
Cut all this out. Mikey, please go.
But anyway, yeah, I'm just like super hyped to see Usopp and Nami hopefully get a 1v1 because like they deserve it at this point. Let's be real. Like we're in the new world.
Yes,
we're like
they
deep
do.
into the Yonko saga. Like, let's get it.
Mm-hmm.
I
I think the last
agree.
big fight for most of the characters was probably at Fisherman Island, especially for like the weaker crew members.
yeah. They
Um,
had like 1v1s there.
Yeah, they all took out like one
Wow.
of the Fishman commanders.
Yeah, but
It
so
was.
I guess I'm less surprised about them fighting them because I don't follow power scaling religiously like you guys do.
Yeah.
But also, it's because like if they're going to be fighting Big Mom and Kaido, which it does look like it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of you have to shift your expectations. If these guys seemed big before Luffy was gonna fight like their bosses head on.
Dude, that's like another tangent I have, but let's go over everyone's thoughts on this first, I guess.
All right. Well, I think that Sanji may be a little ambitious, but I think he's definitely going to help in probably getting Luffy up there. He can at least get King out of the way. It seems.
Yeah,
Stop
this
him
can,
from
Yeah, or
intercepting
something.
Luffy. Exactly. Like, all right, Luffy's on the move. No one's stopping him because we're here to stop you.
Dude,
And
I'm
hopefully
so
Zoro can break away from Apu because I think Drake should be able to handle Apu.
Yeah, I hope so, man.
I don't think Apu's gonna be much of a problem.
But then, like, what about Queen then? You know, they're right next to Queen.
Oh yeah, shit. No, I actually just forgot.
Well, I don't know. Are they really that
happened?
close to Queen or not? I mean, Queen's kind of attacking.
I mean, I don't know. If Drake can just power through those bullets, then hopefully he'll be able to take out. That's what I hope.
Yeah. What do you think, Eric?
But
I don't know. Queen honestly is like the biggest. I was thinking about this. It was the biggest question for me. Like, because there's no like clear, like, you know, it kind of seemed like at first that like everyone was thinking like, oh, it's going to be Zoro versus King, Sanji versus Queen, but now it's like Sanji is going to help stop King, and now like who is going to take on Queen? Is it going to be Drake, or is it going to be like a combined effort? I could see that. I was like always kind of hoping that like I don't think this would happen, but it would be really cool if Chopper could like do something
Yo!
to, like, about Queen, because like he has like the disease weapons, and Chopper was able to like do something about it in Udon. So maybe it will be like a combination of like Chopper and somebody else. Like Chopper will be able to like cure like, you know, the biological weapons that Queen has, and like with his assistance will be able to help somebody else take him out. I think that would be really cool, to be honest.
That's actually a super hype theory because, like, Chopper wasn't even doing anything this chapter. I don't think they showed Chopper once this whole chapter. So, like,
that's true.
Plus, they had the foreshadow. You're right, of Chopper healing the plague bullets earlier. That could be the case. Yeah.
what if Chopper just swoops in there and is like, "Oh, here, Drake. Here's Luffy said you're okay. Here's the cure. By the way, let me handle Queen. I know what to do." And then he just goes monster mode and just starts wrecking shit.
Oh my god.
I would love that.
That would be sweet. Oh yeah.
Because it would not be expected. Honestly.
What about... Sorry, Don, you done?
Like, I don't know. Well, let me just say that I would love to see that happen, but I don't expect it to happen. That's why it's unexpected.
Who's Law?
Very unexpected.
That's another good question, dude. Where has Law been?
Exactly.
Right? He teleported the samurai, and he was with the samurai.
Yeah.
And now we haven't seen him in how long? Like, I don't even remember the last time we saw Law.
I don't think he came bursting through the door with them into...
No, you're right. He did not.
He didn't.
So he's still
the stage.
back there somewhere. Maybe he's... Because, right, they kind of foreshadowed Law versus Hawkins. You think they left him back in that area, and now Hawkins is kind of up there where the samurai were before. Do you think that he's going to fight Hawkins again?
Who's Who is also up there.
Yeah, Who's up there too, man. Right?
Yep, it's Hawkins, Who's Who, and Queen. Yeah, pretty sure.
That's like a fucking... I mean, if Who's Who isn't a traitor, like, there's... A lot of people were saying he'd be a traitor, but it doesn't seem like he's going to be. So, like, that's another tough guy that someone's got to fight now.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Why Law isn't just in there operating as matchup maker.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Maybe let's teleport to the OEC.
Just shambling everyone around.
Yeah. That would be so funny.
You're saying something?
Oh, yeah, well, I feel like another character that, like, might pop in would be Marco.
Yeah,
He's
right?
also out there.
Is Marco...
He's definitely a powerhouse and could take on somebody strong.
Yeah.
So do you guys...
He's with Paraspera right now.
Do you guys think he's fighting Paraspera, or do you think they're teaming up? Like, it's kind of hard to tell, right?
Yeah, it kind of looked like from that frame that we saw of them a little while back, like, it seemed like they were, working together and, like, making their way to the party hall.
If not working together, then at least not fighting each other.
Yeah. Because, Paraspero could have told Marco that he's, like, against the Alliance, so they're, like, at least not fighting each other right now.
That makes sense, yeah. But then the only thing I have is, like, why haven't they entered by now? Like, that was probably, like, 4 or 5 chapters ago.
Yeah,
You know?
especially Marco. Especially Marco.
Yeah, Marco should be pretty quick, yeah.
He should be right there.
I don't think Marco.
I think Marco's going to come in there to stop King, and then Sanji and Luffy are both going to go too.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, because Marco can fly, he'd be like a big contender for helping like stall King and all those like flying gifters,
Yep.
So I could see that like happening pretty soon, actually.
I don't think there's gonna be Like there's going to be some fights, but like we've listed more fights than there's going to be already.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
Like there's not going to be like that long drawn out things with everyone we've listed. There's just, I mean, I know One Piece is kind of sprawling, but you know that'd be a lot.
I honestly expect more like Marineford type interactions where it's like, you know, it's short stuff and like there's a few good hits and maybe some trades, but like maybe they, you know, things shuffle around and the matchup changes or one person goes down, and like that's pretty much how it's going to go. It's not going to be long out drawn battles, you know, and other than maybe the commanders and Kaido himself.
Yeah, I could see that.
That does seem to be the case currently, at least. Yeah, from what's going on. So wait, I was gonna say when Moss was talking about not following like power scaling and stuff, and like them fighting Big Mom and Kaido, I was gonna say like initially when the raid first happened, I was in the mindset of Kaido and Big Mom are not getting defeated this arc. I was like, there's just no way it's gonna happen. Like, who's there to contest them? But now all of a sudden, at the end of this chapter, we see that like Inu, Arashi, and Nekomamushi are actually like strong enough to overpower Jack like fairly easily. So like, does this mean the Scabbards by themselves are just gonna be capable of fighting Kaido? Like, put Luffy up there, and they have a good like that could be, you know, a solid matchup, right?
That's true.
I
Thanks
think
being on like
happen.
hard countering Kaido's Dragon Breath, you know? 'Cause
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, fucking MVP Kinemon.
Yeah, I was telling Donald the other day, I was like, in Punk Hazard, they like portrayed Kinemon like as like Brook. I was like, they did like the same attack together on this dragon in Punk Hazard. And I was like, oh, okay, so like that's how strong Kinemon is in my head. And now they have him like damaging Kaido like a couple times. I'm like, what the heck is going on?
Does that mean that Brook is that strong? Too?
Yeah, I guess Brook did fight Big Mom, right?
Maybe we underestimated Brook a little bit.
I don't know.
Maybe Brook. Maybe Zoro still has to beat Brook. You know what I'm saying?
It could also be like Brook hard counters Big Mom with his Devil Fruit, and Kinemon hard counters Kaido with his fighting style. It could be that type of thing, and they have the parallel in both arcs.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, well, the thing about Kinemon is that like this is clearly like was the ultimate goal with him. I mean, he's like Firefox style, and he was introduced with Kaido with that arc. Who, I mean, I think the dragon stuff was kind of known or like suspected.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that seems to me like this is kind of like his ultimate point is, you know, he's here to like cut the fire in half with the dragon.
Yeah, dude, that's totally what he's here for.
I mean, this has been however long in the making.
I mean, that's what he didn't he like. No. That was before Kinemon was like actually in One Piece. When Zoro slayed the dragon.
Yep.
Right, yeah, that was right before his reveal, or at least the lower side of it.
Exactly, and he wouldn't. Yeah, no. But
Wait, speaking of that, do you think that Oda used that to parallel that original story he wrote about Ryuma and Ryuma slaying a dragon? Do you think that was the parallel? Because Zoro had Ryuma's sword at that point. You know, they both killed a dragon.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying that like Zoro's gonna kill Kaido to parallel that story. But like,
You wanna back up and explain that?
oh yeah, so before One Piece, Oda wrote this story about a samurai in Wano country named Ryuma. It was the same character in One Piece. And like at the end of the story, I didn't read it, but like I know the summary of it. Like the end of the story, his major feat is like he slays a dragon. And then like later on in One Piece, like Oda reveals, oh, Ryuma, you know, is the same samurai. I don't know if it was called Ryuma in the story or whatever, but yeah. So now Zoro has a sword, and so people are like, oh, so now Zoro is gonna beat Kaido.
you see, the only problem with that is that he doesn't have that sword anymore.
That's
so,
true.
Like,
that's a good point.
if he still had Shusui, I would be more tempted to believe that. But because he doesn't have that and he has instead Odin's sword, I'm convinced he's going to play a big part.
Yeah.
Like he will, like almost definitely wound Kaido.
Right.
I don't think he's getting the final shot. I don't think he's slaying him.
Yeah. Because Odin was the original person to scar Kaido with that sword. And the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of
Zoro
already
will get another scar.
He kind of already paralleled that on Punk Hazard, where he used Shusui to
Yeah, I think we could definitely say the Shusui parallel with Ryuma was on Punk Hazard, and now maybe he'll
Wait,
parallel Odin.
Did he use Shusui to kill the dragon though? Like I'm
Yeah,
not
I don't
actually sure
remember.
which sword he used.
I mean, maybe he used all
Cut its
three.
head off?
I don't remember exactly.
I forget.
But regardless, it's a parallel feat. Plus, Kaido is not exactly just a dragon. Also, you know.
It's clearly something else.
Yeah, he's clearly like a combination of things. Bringing up like the matchups versus like the Marineford style thing, it does look at least like Frankie's gonna have a 1v1 with an Ors level opponent, so that'd be pretty sweet. You know, he's running away and
Well,
the thing's chasing him.
He already
Yeah,
took out one of them, so I mean,
Yeah.
he could take out this one, but like he said, he doesn't have enough cola to take out all of them.
Oh, that's
so some other
right, because
people
there are
are-
3 out. He used his
Like-
cannon thing.
Yeah, there's 3 down. He could take out this one, and then there would be 6 left.
Dang, Frankie
Oh,
pretty
true.
strong.
They're all pretty strong,
Yeah.
man. That was my point at the beginning.
You're right. You're totally right.
Yeah, I think we've been like underestimating the Straw Hats a little bit.
I mean,
Mhm.
I've been saying that.
I was trying to remember how long of a time skip it had been since they got to Wano, because I remember there was a chapter or two where they were like, having like week-long time skips or whatever preparing. So you know that's a pretty long time. If it's even been like a couple weeks here already, that's still like a pretty decent amount of time in comparison to like Alabasta was probably like a couple days long or something like that, maybe like a week. So they could like get a lot stronger in that amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I know like they're probably all training or whatever while the events of Wano or Whole Cake
Well-
Island were happening.
We definitely know that the crew that were on Whole Cake Island got a good bit of experience from that whole ordeal. I would imagine that while trying to basically survive on Wano, the others had gained a good bit of experience as well.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Even just trying to lay low, because obviously, still trying to lay low, things were popping up and altercations happened.
Yeah, definitely, especially with Zoro, because he didn't really succeed in laying low for that long.
I know.
That's really my main point. Is Zoro is not good at laying low, and he definitely got into some fights.
So what do you guys think that Zoro's overall role will be in this whole kerfuffle?
That's a good
'Cause
question.
I feel like Zoro has kind of been one of the victims of the scope of One Piece for the last several years. He hasn't really gotten a chance to really shine, but this Wano has kind of seemed from the beginning like something where he would be kind of featured more prevalent, you know, because he's returning the sword, you know, samurais. Zoro wants to be the best swordsman, so I would think that he's going to have quite a few moments here at the end.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're-
definitely, yeah.
I agree. I think it's funny that you say that because like Zoro's even kind of out here like attacking while Oda's trying to make sure no one else attacks right now anyway. Like everyone's just like talking about Drake and Zoro's like, let me just fight somebody already, you know?
For the brand.
But he had that cool fight against Killer, so that was cool. And then he, I was expecting him to do something against Orochi, but I guess that's a whole nother topic, right?
You guys think it's possible that Orochi is still alive?
I think it is, because...
A lot of people were so convinced, like, he's not dead. He can't be dead.
Yeah, I could see it
Devil
either
fruit,
way.
You know? Like, I don't know.
I just
It's
think...
possible. I mean, he did have kind of like a Hydra fruit, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, maybe, like, it was just one of his heads getting cut off or something.
You think he just, like, slinked away and no one really noticed because of all the action going on after that?
Oh,
It's
no.
possible. I would like, honestly, if he was just dead, I feel like that would just
I would
was
enjoy
such a
it,
badass
yeah.
moment for Kaido.
Yeah,
Just be
right?
Like, oh, bitch, no.
That would
Just,
be, yeah. I
Chop
kind of
his
agree.
head off. That was so sick.
I think it would almost be even more funny if that wasn't the first time that Kaido's done that.
Sometimes Oda likes to do a cool feat for a character and then like take away that feat later on and hope nobody notices, you know? So like I don't know if he's gonna do that or not. Like you know, like Whitebeard like one-shotting Akainu, but then later on he was like, just kidding, Akainu's not dead. And then or like Oven one-shotting Pound, and then Oda's later on like, just kidding, Pound is not dead. Like, stuff like that, you know? Like,
I mean,
it could
like,
be the same type of
did
thing
take
here.
him out of commission.
Yeah.
In both cases, they got taken out of commission for a good bit.
So I think-
Orochi suits me as a punching bag more than anything.
Yeah, honestly, I hope Orochi's alive just so he gets beat up more.
Yeah, I think that's the most likely scenario.
Deserves
I mean,
it.
he's like just cartoonishly evil and kind of like a bitch. I don't think he's really like gonna like have a fight as much as he's gonna like get like
Dude.
stomped on by like the townspeople.
He's the Wapple of the New World, right?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
He's more of a bitch than Wapple is though.
Please.
Oh, man.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, you're not wrong. I guess like he's got some good plans, but like I definitely hate him more.
I mean, he's more cartoonishly evil.
Yeah, that's for
That's
sure.
saying something.
Mhm.
Hating someone more than Wapple.
Oh, I don't know if that's possible.
Remember Cody hated
I mean,
Wapple
leave it
so
to
much he
Oda
couldn't even
to
watch
write
the art.
someone- leave it to Oda to write someone even worse than the worst character he's ever written.
Oh,
I don't know. Maybe I like Wapple just because he reminds me of Waluigi.
The thing is, I'm pretty sure he loves him though. Like,
yeah, dude, of course.
that's
Oda
why
loves
he's made
everybody.
him so actually like important into like when it comes down to basically the lore of the world. Like, Wapole metal is super important right now.
Mhm.
It's what it's what Frankie's mech is made out of. Like,
Oh, I didn't realize
my
that.
God.
You're probably right.
it's Wapole metal.
That's sick.
Wow.
It's ridiculous.
What do you guys think of the Scratchman Apu mediocre bounty reveal? 350 million. I
Yeah.
think, yeah.
Okay, that is low. Okay.
Yeah. any thoughts, Mosk?
I don't know. He hasn't seemed like the most relevant guy. I mean, he was kind of a part of that group of 3 with X-Drake. It was X-Drake, him, and Kid, right?
No, it was Hawkins, Apu, and Kid.
Yeah.
Hawkins, Apu, Kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they just got like, they just got kind of like tossed around and beat up, and then he hasn't. I don't know. He just like doesn't seem like the most relevant character.
Yeah, he's definitely like more of a side character, I guess. I'm just kind of thinking that if he's just kind of been chilling under Kaido this whole time, like it makes sense that his bounty's not super high, even if he was like strong enough to like fight like X-Drake or Kid still. Like I'm not sure if that's the case, but it would make sense that his bounty's lower because he's just been chilling this whole time. Whereas
Well, for a
X-Drake,
bit of context,
yeah,
Zoro's bounty is only 320 million.
that's
So
fair
it's
too.
actually
Yeah, that's a good point,
lower
too.
than Apu's.
That's true.
And I guess Zoro really hasn't been doing too much either. Like Moss was saying, he only had like the one real fight in like Fishman Island, and then like one fight on Dressrosa. Like this whole new world. So yeah.
You know, and he hasn't really even broken a sweat yet, too.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Seemed like it. Well, maybe versus Killer.
Yeah, versus Killer, he had that
At least
wound.
bled.
He bled.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
He wasn't sweating.
I think he had a tough time against Pika compared to what a lot of people think, but
Nah, dude.
mostly
I'm telling
being
you,
able to catch
I've,
him.
I've said this so many times. Zoro, the only reason he had a tough time with Pika is because Pika kept literally running away from him.
Yeah, I agree. So maybe there's gonna be more to Apu than meets the eye right now, but yeah, he's just kind of goofy. I think Mosk's right about that. He's goofing around.
He's just like wow, music.
Oh, someone on Thriller Bark mentioned that it would be cool if Brook fought Apu. That would be an awesome matchup, a battle of the bands type of thing.
I have been waiting for that.
Yeah, that would be
but
sick,
I don't
right?
know that it's gonna happen.
Well,
What is Brook doing right now, though? You know, he might be able to
Yeah.
step in.
We don't know.
He's about to smack Big Mom around by himself.
If Big Mom went rolling, who knows where she is.
I'm telling you, she rolled all the way back to the waterfall to meet up with her crew.
Oda's been memeing Big Mom since, like, after the wedding. So, like, literally.
You know, she's just out here trying to have a nice wedding for her 500th
I
child
know.
that she's so lovingly birthed. And these darn straw hats are just showing up, ruining her cake, making life hard, throwing a wrench in her business enterprises. Just so rude.
That's another reason why I thought that like they weren't going down this arc, Big Mom and Kaido, because Oda just keeps like trolling Big Mom so much that I'm like, he's just gonna keep trolling her for this arc too, and like then Kaido's gonna start that war he's been talking about. You know? I don't know. Might not be.
Here we are.
But here we are. You're right.
We're kind of in like a weird place in the One Piece story because like, for so long things have been building towards Wano,
Yeah.
and like we haven't really known what's after Wano,
That's
so
a
it's kind of
huge
hard
point.
to say where things are going, because like there's a scenario where this is like the crew just takes down these two Yonko, and then they fight it out with Shanks and Blackbeard,
Yep.
and then we get like the end of the story.
You think Shanks? Do you think they're gonna fight Shanks? Shanks and his crew?
Not necessarily, but
I mean,
there'll be something going on.
Yeah, that'd be
I
something.
could see, yeah, maybe some sort of like testing of skills kind of thing. But like, I don't think they're gonna actually have a disagreement and fight each other.
No, but they might fight someone together.
Yeah, that'd be
That's
sweet.
weird.
That'd be super
Yeah.
sweet.
So my point being is that it's kind of like hard to know, like, is this really going to be like the end of Big Mom and Kaido, or will it be something after this? Because like Wano has been building for such an incredibly long time,
Mm-hmm.
and it does seem like from like a narrative standpoint, it's kind of like the logical point to have them go down,
Yeah.
because this has been the most built towards thing.
Right. What does that mean for Luffy if like two Yonko follow this arc? Right. Like it's just there gonna be no Yonko system afterwards. Like are they gonna call Luffy a Yonko? Like what's up with that? You know.
Like,
Well,
it
Luffy's a kind of
depends on what happens to Kaido and Big Mom.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
If by taking down you mean just like defeating, like, but not killing, which I don't think he's or his crew is gonna go killing.
True. Luffy's not a guy to kill anyone.
He's not that kind of guy. But there's definitely gonna be like a shifting in rank. What do you guys think? What do you guys think post Wano Luffy's bounty will be if he
Oh.
beats both Kaido and Big Mom?
Holy God. It's
That's
gotta
what-
be like in the 4 billion mark, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's got to be higher because they're both in the 4 billion mark.
Oh my God. I don't know. I don't know. That's
True.
insane. That'd be so
What's the
insane.
bounty right now?
It's
Luffy?
1.5 billion.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And what's the other Yonkos?
I think.
Blackbeard's like 2 billion something,
Mhm.
and then Shanks. I think all the others are in the 4 billions.
Yeah, I think Blackbeard is like 2.28 or something. Big Mom.
Big Mom's is 500 million.
It's 500 million. No, I think
No.
Kaido's is 4.5 billion, and then Shanks and Big Mom are both like 4 and some change, like roughly 4 billion.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, Shanks is like just over 4 billion, and
Yeah.
Big Mom's like 4 billion, 3 million or something, 300 million or something.
Yeah.
I just
it's
tried to
something
look
like
it up, and Google told me Big Mom's bounty was
that. 500. Yeah, because this shit said that.
5 billion.
They don't want to give me.
500 billion.
They don't want to give any spoilers, so that's good. Thank you, Google.
I don't know. I think that the Luffy being the two Yonko will kind of just trigger like the end of the One Piece story, which it still could be like another 5 years.
Yeah.
Oh
But-
yeah. Oda just released something saying that he like plans to end it in 5 years.
Well, the thing is, he kind of corrected himself and said it's gonna be like you'll know what the One Piece is in 5 years.
Right,
And there's
right,
probably,
yeah.
and then he's actually said, then I will have to draw the biggest war that has ever happened in One Piece.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I remember. You're right. And now that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, so they're
Yeah,
probably
so,
like
like-
a system.
Probably not. Or like Luffy might be the Pirate King by the time this like big war happens, or it might happen
Yeah.
before. It
I
might
think
be
if he
the
gets-
war
I mean-
like for
Yeah.
the One Piece or
So
something.
yeah.
I think if we know what the One Piece is, it's either gonna be Luffy or Blackbeard that has it.
Definitely.
And
For sure.
I don't know.
Or
Do you
Buggy,
guys think the
or
final
Buggy.
fight? It could be Buggy. Do you guys think the final fight could be like world government team up versus Blackbeard, or do you think it's, or I mean not world government, but Navy team up versus Blackbeard, or do you think it's taking down world government? Because like, I don't know, Blackbeard's been built up as like this very menacing, force that has been in the background most of the time.
Yeah.
But like, the world government has also always been there, and like, I don't know. What do you think you take down first, the world government or Blackbeard?
I always liked to think like Blackbeard is like kind of like the main villain, like leading up to getting the One Piece, and then once you get the One Piece, they kind of discover the true history and discover like what the world government really is, and then they're gonna be like the final encounter. That's what I've always kind of envisioned in my head. Like Luffy's gonna find out, the crew's gonna find out the true history, and then they're gonna like decide to like take on the world government and like, destroy everything that they've like worked to build up to this point. And then the world will be like truly free, which is Luffy's like kind of big dream, pure freedom.
I'm with you on that one.
That makes sense for what Donald was saying.
Luffy thinks the Pirate King is the person with the most freedom, and then he's just gonna be like, the government is an issue to me having freedom.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Time to say bye-bye.
Even if Luffy doesn't see it, I think Jim Boy will be like, Luffy, we gotta do something about this government.
This government.
Like, right?
Darn Jimbo and his
Alright,
anarchistic tendencies.
here's the next question of the stream. What's the best name for Jimbei? Do you like Jimbei? Jimbei? Jim Boy? Jimbo? Jim Bob? Which one do you like?
I'm full Jim Boy.
Jimbo.
Yeah, I like Jim Boy.
I'm a Jim Bay fan myself. The BAE.
I'm very partial to Jimbo, though. It tugs on my heartstrings. All right, moving on.
Yeah, let's do the Nakama
new
discussion.
Nakama?
Let's go over that.
Question
Speaking
mark?
of Jimbei, right? Jimbei is the current 9th Straw Hat to join, right? The 10th member of the Straw Hats. The 9th person.
Yeah, I
to join.
love that full panel. Like, what was it, 2 chapters ago?
Yeah.
With Jimbei just fully in there, all the Straw Hats finally united. It was just, brought a tear
Beautiful.
to my eye.
Beautiful. I read something
Loved
that hadn't happened since Fishman Island.
Yeah, I don't
Holy
think
cow.
it has.
Yeah, it's true.
That's
And it just felt
insane.
really good to finally see like Jimbei just like in there cemented as like a Straw Hat. Like he really felt like he is a part of the crew now. I just loved it.
I mean,
Yeah.
he was in the combo photo on Fishman Island too.
He was.
He was in the group there.
He was, but he didn't really like officially join the crew until like Whole Cake Island. But
Mhm.
like the whole crew wasn't really even like together at that time. So I don't know. It just this arc, Wano arc, just really feels like Jimbei's here. He's part of the Straw Hats. I'm loving it. I love Jimbei. I'm a huge Jimbei fan.
Feels good,
Yeah.
man. Feels good.
You got his title? You got his title
Jim Boy.
as the helmsman?
Yeah.
Yeah,
really
he is
good.
the
Yeah,
helmsman.
yeah, no,
yeah.
that's definitely.
That's cool. I mean, Whole Cake Island, him steering that ship was insane. Definitely.
Right. Mikey, how about you lay out the case for having new Nakama first of all, and then who you think
Yeah.
it will be?
All right. Yeah. Let me go into that. Okay. So recently, Oda said specifically that back in like chapter like 1 or 2 or whatever it was, like way back when Luffy was talking about a crew, Luffy said, "I want at least 10 crew members, and I gotta have like a musician and a cook and like one other thing. I forget exactly, but he said at least 10. So Oda confirmed recently, just in case it wasn't clear in the beginning, or like maybe someone thought he changed his mind, that Jinbei was the last member to join. Oda's like, no, there's definitely one more crew member. Now, I don't know if he is counting Vivi, because, Vivi's like a not official crew member, but kind of an official crew member. But, she's still got to do her own thing. So I feel like...
It's like Jimbei before Jimbei was Jimbei.
Yeah, she's the original Jim Boy.
But
But,
the Oda thing to do, just troll people like hell on that.
yeah. So that's the first point, right? But there's a couple more. Like, way back when a lot of people were making theories on Oro Jackson for a long time, there's this thing going around of the 4 crew members per sea theory, and it starts by going like, okay, we had 4 crew members in the Blue Sea, we had 4 crew members in the Grand Line, so now there's going to be 4 in the New World. And they've been paralleled every single time, too. So you had Zoro, Nami, Usopp, Sanji, right? And then you had Chopper, Robin, Frankie, Brook. So the parallels were male, female, male, male. Then it also was like a stoic kind of character. Then like a girl again, I guess, or like I don't know, maybe there's some other personality trait between Nami and Robin I'm not thinking of.
Not really.
Yeah, or like monster for Zoro and monster for
Intellectual?
Chopper. Intellectual is a good one. Yeah, definitely. So intellectual, like a monster strong character, an intellectual person. Then like Usopp and Frankie are both kind of like former captains. Like Usopp was the captain of his little shabby dabby crew back in Syrup Village, and he was like, "I'm the captain," and Frankie was like a fucking mob boss leader guy, and and then Brook and Sanji clearly both gentlemen, both perverts. So like it fits pretty well. So everyone at Org Jackson is like, okay, like totally, there's gonna be 4 more this arc, or this sea also. And there's a bunch of other things too. There's like the name theory where like every Straw Hat has a different letter of the alphabet for their first name. Like Luffy, L, if you go over all the crew members, none of them have the same letter of the first name, which is pretty interesting too.
That's true.
And, yeah.
That's pretty common in most works of fiction, unless
Really?
you're talking about Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's harder to remember people when they have the same sounding first letter of the first names. It's like that's like a general tip of writing advice you'll see. Don't make your characters all start with the same like letters.
And then
Unless you're trying to portray like a realistic naming scheme that might happen in the real world.
Yeah, like unless you're like Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
where there are like literally 20 characters named John.
And then, so the last part I think it's important to go over is the Gorowase numbers. So Oda does like the question answer things during some chapters in like Shonen Jump or whatever. And someone was like, "Hey Oda, I noticed like there's this Japanese number game called like Gorowase, and I noticed all the devil fruits the Straw Hats have like fit into this game. Like Gamu Gamu represents like 5-6, and like Nico Robin represents like 8-9 for her Hana Hana no Mi and stuff like that." They're like, "Does this mean Kuma's joining because his devil fruit fits into the last 2 numbers?" And Oda was like, "Oh geez, you saw that pattern, interesting." And like that's all he said. So it's like, does that mean somebody on the Straw Hat crew is going to get Kuma's devil fruit? Like, or is Kuma joining the Straw Hats? Or like, that's like a super old theory. But then, I guess Robin's could represent 2 numbers, so it's not certain that it's going to be Kuma's devil fruit or that that theory actually pans out, or if it's just like a coincidence. But actually, it wasn't a coincidence because I think they added those numbers up, and it went up to whatever Japanese thing translated to Sunigo, which is the name of the new ship that they got. So like that part's confirmed, but we're not really sure what that means exactly. So I'm definitely in the camp of 4 crew members for this last sea, and I also kind of think they'll get 1 kind of like per island that they visited at Wano country, because like Jinbei didn't join until now. That's a little weird, right? But we've had like all these islands that they've been to already, like kind of amassing followers and stuff like that. Like excluding Dressrosa, because like they had the whole Grand Fleet join there as well. So I don't know. That's kind of a lot to like say at once, but does that like kind of make you guys think of anything?
Yeah, I'm just a little peeved thinking about how most people's crew, next Nakama theories don't include Carrot.
Yeah, dude, Carrot. I'm Carrot for Nakama.
I've always been a Carrot fan, yeah.
Oh, I'm not. I'm a Carrot hater.
I know you are. I think.
I
yeah.
don't like her. She's just like another joke character.
Yeah,
I don't. I'm very much confused about like why everyone likes her.
I'll explain my case for why I like Carrot as a crew member. I think number 1, her reveal was very like it stood out more so than a lot of other characters do for like no reason. It's kind of like, why would they like show how powerful Carrot is against Zoro compared to like, how come they didn't put like Pedro there if Pedro is gonna be such a big deal to the story going forward, or like one of the Dukes or something like that? Like why Carrot? Like she seems just kind of like another mink, you know? Like, maybe any of them are kind of as strong as that, or maybe not, right? Maybe she's a little bit stronger than the average mink. But, like, why would Oda kind of, like, show that off? And then right afterwards, he showed off her ability to be a lookout. She was, like, she jumped up really high, and she was, like, observing. Like, Wanda asked her, oh, what's going on? And also, like, during Whole Cake Island, she was fulfilling the role of a lookout up on the lookout post. So that's a lot of
Isn't that
people think.
normally
That's true.
where Zoro is, though?
Yeah, he's
okay.
terrible.
Yeah, Zoro's always sleeping, though, so, like...
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, why? I think that was a misplaced role at the beginning. They just needed someone up there, and he was like, yeah, I'll do it.
So I think that is, like, a good initial point of, like... There's a lot of characters that are like that, to be fair, though. Like, Rebecca was kind of shown off more so than normal characters, and, like, there's probably a couple other ones you can name if you think about it. But that's just kind of, like, an initial thing. And then you have, like, the stuff with Pedro dying, and that tying into Pedro's will going over to Carrot now, and the dawn of the world showing up, and how, like, he's like, oh, the Straw Hats have to be the dawn of the world. And another thing is Carrot's job, right? Her dream is kind of like to go off to sea, which she stated, but, like, she's already doing that. That's why she snuck aboard in the first place and traveled with them to the couple islands she did. But if all the scabbards, they keep saying that they're planning to die here, right? Like, I think it's brought up, like, 3 or 4 times already, this arc. All the scabbards were like, oh, we're, like, ready to die. So, like, if Carrot's job... Oh, and if Neko and Inu are friends, you know? Carrot's and Wana's job were to kind of, like, be the translators between the two lords of Zou. But now that they're friends... and or they're planning to die, like, you don't really need that role. So she's kind of freed up from that position on her island in the first place. So she's got that. She doesn't need to be tied to Zou anymore. She's got Pedro's will to accomplish, and she's already been traveling with the Straw Hats, like, for several arcs. Why would she go with them out of, like, any character? Like, there was seemingly no reason. Like, they only really needed Pedro. Like, why did Oda have Carrot join?
Remember how
to sell merchandise?
It could be to sell merchandise. I don't know.
Remember how she also joined the crew in the same way that, like, you see Luffy sneak aboard the pirate ship in the beginning, like, literally pops out of a barrel in the same way.
I didn't think of that. You're right. I didn't even think about that.
I don't know, just a small parallel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's not like Luffy ended up joining that crew.
I'm sorry. There's one more really, really, really important part to the Nakama theory for per sea. So on the Blue Sea, you had 4 humans, right? Zoro, Nami, Usopp, Sanji, all humans.
Sure.
Then on the Grand Line, you had 4, like, kind of humans, kind of, like, weird, you know? Chopper literally having the human devil fruit, so he's, like, a half human. Robin is always referred to as, like, the devil child, and plus she's a devil fruit user, so she's, like, part human, part, like, devil fruit user, whatever. Or if it's not, like, you know, like, not a normal human, like, nobody in the first arc, or the first Blue Sea area had a devil fruit. So there's that, and then there's Robin and Chopper, right? Both kind of human, kind of not. Then Frankie, literally also half human, half cyborg. And Brooke, also literally human, but doesn't really look like a human. Always gets mistaked for, like, being dead and stuff like that. Also a devil fruit user. So it could be, like, 4 humans, 4 devil fruit users, or 4 humans, 4, like, kind of humans. And then the last sea, we think it's going to be 4 non-humans. That's my idea, because you already have Jinbei, who's a fish man, not human at all. And then if Carrot's joining, she'd fill the role of a non-human as a mink. And then you get 2 more, maybe like a giant, or maybe like a snake neck person, or I don't know, whatever arc comes next, you know. Something
sort of
like that.
demon clan lady.
It could be a demon thing, yeah, like we don't really know.
That's a good point. I like that. So what have you guys thought about, like, Yamato being the next crew member?
Yeah, speaking of demon clan ladies.
Yeah, right?
Oh, I don't think
Exactly.
I am a fan. I think at least she's wants to fulfill her Oden fantasy and travel with the crew of the Pirate King, who she believes that, you know, like, Luffy is gonna be. Like, she's got him prophesized in her head, man. Like, she's set out on it, and she doesn't seem like one to be stopped anymore, especially after Luffy went and freed her from the shackles of her father, quite literally.
I do want to say she would make a terrible shogun.
I have to agree.
Definitely.
So that's that. I don't think she's gonna be the shogun of Wano.
Yeah, the thing about like the adding new Nakama, it's like it's kind of at the point where it feels kind of difficult to add any like one person, like because of, like the way the scaling has gone. It's like everyone just seems like much more of a logical conclusion, just be part of like the fleet, like the Straw Hat fleet.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I mean, like, you don't get like a ton of doesn't really get a ton of like character development on some of these people who are like candidates.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
thing about like, so the thing about like Kara especially is like I don't know like what is Kara's dream that like she needs to join the Straw Hats and like run away to like fulfill? Because pretty much everyone else has like fulfilled that archetype. Like they could not stay where they were to fill their dreams.
Supposedly, like I was saying, it's supposed to be to fulfill Pedro's will, the dawn of the world. That's like why all that stuff was super important. I think that's why Oda brought her to Whole Cake Island to like pass on Pedro's will to her.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really super buy that as like why she should be a Straw Hat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she could be like Vivi
Right.
and just like stay in Zoe and like lead the Zoe and lead the Minx.
That's definitely a fair option considering like they do have the Grand Fleet now. But I would also argue that if Oda was going for just Grand Fleet members, like why did Jinbei join instead of staying with his crew? Like obviously he loved his crew so much and his crew loved him, and like they were like super tight. Like he didn't want to leave. Like he stalled for so long. He was like, "Oh, Luffy, I'm joining." "Oh, just kidding. I'm gonna go stick with my crew for the rest of this arc now too." Like he did that like 3 times. It's like why didn't Oda just have Jinbei join as a Grand Fleet member if that's gonna be the case? You know?
I think Jinbei was the last. I think Jinbei's the last crew member.
For real?
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you look at the Blackbeard pirates, there's 10 of them, and there's currently 10 Straw Hats.
No, that's incorrect. So let me explain why
okay.
for a second.
Lay down the
Mikey
knowledge.
first explained this in the beginning when he said that Oda had confirmed that there will be at least one more crew member after Jinbei.
Right. Well, that could be Vivi. So Mas could be right, and Jinbei being the last crew member because the last one could have already been Vivi, right? Maybe she'll join later. But I want to correct you on the Blackbeard point. Blackbeard has 10 total crew members, but it's already been confirmed that there are 10 Titanic captains under Blackbeard. So there's actually a crew member in the Blackbeard Pirates that we don't know about who's a captain, like a commander level person.
So wouldn't that suggest that there would be one more Nakama?
Yeah, right. So there would currently, if it's going to be a 1-to-1 matchup, then there's going to be at least one more Nakama.
I think there will be a 1-to-1 matchup. It seems pretty clear that like they're just literally like evil Straw Hats.
Yeah. So let me hit you up on this then. What's to say Blackbeard's not getting more crew members?
That's a fair point.
Because, he already offered the position to Moria. He was like, like, hop on board. Let's go mess up the world.
That's fair. That could definitely happen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just the thing about like Kara is that like I feel like she doesn't have like an individual dream. I feel like that's like such a core component of all the Straw Hats.
Well, aside from Carrot, do you still think that there's not going to be any more crew members after Jinbei? That's what you said before.
Yeah, I'm still kind of feeling that way. I mean, it's like it's possible, but it just feels like it's been so long. Like so, yeah, like Jinbei like technically just joined, but Jinbei has been like foreshadowed as a crew member. Like by foreshadowed, I don't. Not really foreshadowed, like blatantly outright said
it.
Yeah.
So here's the
The
other
time,
thing
yep.
of like more than one person joining this arc. I'm of the opinion that Jinbei officially joined the Straw Hats on Fishman Island. Because he was like, yes, but ask me again later. And then even if that's not the case, he literally officially joined on Whole Cake Island. He like threw down the sake cup and he was like to Big Mom. He was like, I'm not afraid of you because like I'm gonna make Luffy the Pirate King, and I'm officially like part of them, and I'm leaving you. So like I don't think he. I mean, it feels like he's officially part of the crew now, like Eric was saying, but he didn't officially join this arc. He, at the very least, he officially joined last arc.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think he like I guess officially joined in Fisherman Island, but he's just like such a man of honor that he like had business to wrap up because like
Yeah.
Luffy didn't even ask him again on Whole Cake Island. Like he came to that decision himself. Like he had since Fisherman Island had decided that he's joining the Straw Hats. So that's probably like the time that he officially joined. You know.
Yeah. So okay, so I'm Carrot for Nakama Camp. Mosk is nobody else for Nakama Camp. What about Donald and Eric? What do you guys think is the most likely character to join, or who do you want to join the most?
I think there's definitely going to be one person. I am kind of for like the Yamato Odin parallel right now. Like that kind of makes sense to me. Like
Yeah,
Odin
why don't you go
joined,
over that?
like
Yeah.
Roger's crew.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like Odin joined Roger's crew, and like it's obvious that Yamato has kind of like because there's this whole like inherited will
Mm-hmm.
thing going on right now, and it's obvious that Yamato has inherited Odin's will, and it just makes sense to me that because she has inherited, or he really has inherited Odin's will, is going to be on the crew for the next Pirate King and achieve what Odin did and discover true history. Like, I'm not really for Carrot because I think Carrot, like, even though she inherited Pedro's will, like, she doesn't need to be on the Straw Hat crew in order to achieve, like, Pedro's inherited will. She can still help out the Straw Hats, like, bring the New Dawn in other ways, like, maybe by joining the Grand Fleet or something like that. But I just really think, like, Yamato is probably going to want, like, to achieve what Odin achieved and make it to Laugh Tale, you know?
Yeah,
So
I
that's
definitely
why
see
I'm
that.
definitely on board with Yamato.
That all makes sense to me, and I definitely am not opposed to Yamato joining. I would just agree with Mosk's earlier point with, like, maybe there's not enough characterization right now for, like, one of these characters to join. So, like, if we get, like, a lot more Yamato, like, characterization and, like, crew dynamics and, like, stuff like that, then maybe I'd be all for her. But, like, currently, yeah.
I do agree with that. I think Yamato kind of, like, came in late to the Wano arc and was just kind of, like, out of nowhere, you know?
Mhm.
And then, like...
She's been in like 5 chapters. So
well,
far.
yeah, but, like, you know, like...
No,
didn't
no,
really
I'm
get
just trying to, like, say
revealed-
it, like, explicitly.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, that's true.
She's been introduced
Which
in, like,
5
last 5
chapters isn't really
chapters.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And rose in popularity really quickly.
Mhm.
Because of
why.
this whole inherited will. Yeah,
Yeah,
because of this
wonder
whole
why.
inherited will thing. And I do agree that, like, I'm all on board for the inherited will of, you know, she joining the Straw Hats because, like, you know, that's what Odin did. But, like, I do kind of think she needs more characterization, which I'm hoping we get. Like, we still probably have a lot of Wano left, so
I
you know,
mean,
she's definitely gonna be in, like, the
we've already
conflict.
seen a lot of her so far in
Yeah.
just the 5 or 6 chapters since she's been introduced.
Yeah, no, we definitely have.
Like Ma said, it hasn't been long. I mean, even at like chapter 1 when we had the reveal of like who she actually was, like people were immediately saying Nakama for
Yeah, I think it was like
Yeah,
chapter
right-
the
right off the
first
bat.
chapter.
Dude, literally. And
To be fair, they do that with anyone.
the only
That's
part I
true.
differ in is that, like, at the end of the day, Odin didn't really, like, he may have traveled with
Roger.
both, actually, with Gold Roger and Whitebeard, but he was never really part of either crew.
Hmm.
He was kind of on his own adventure.
Well, I don't know. He wasn't he made one of the commanders of the Whitebeard Pirates at one point?
Yeah, that's true.
Who?
So he was
I don't know.
kind of. He was at least like officially like a Whitebeard.
Oh, Odin.
member. But
You're still talking about
I
Odin, yeah.
kind of see what you're saying about like him not really like he more kind of like traveled with the Roger Pirates and wasn't like officially a crew member. So
Yeah.
maybe that's what we'll get out of Yamato. She won't be like considered a new Nakama.
Even then, she's still going to be traveling. Definitely, she's going to be on the ship with the Straw Hats for the foreseeable future. That's what I think at least. At least she's gonna try her darndest to make it happen, because like that's what she believes has to happen. Like, she's stated it herself several times.
Yeah.
Now to the carrot point, an argument against her joining the Grand Fleet, as it were. Like, she's not exactly a leader. Like, even back on Zoe, she's what, she 18 years old? Like, she's not the person in charge. Like, there are several other people above her in command. Even if she is very talented and very strong, she doesn't have the leader mentality, I don't think. But
Yeah, that's true.
so that's sort of an argument against her just joining the Grand Fleet. But
Come back 3 months later after a little time skip, and it's like, wow, Carrot, you're all grown up. And she's like, oh, thanks. Everyone trusts me now that I beat people up Luffy.
no, I don't expect her to go back to Zoe and then immediately be like, okay, you can lead all of us into a giant battle with Luffy. Yay.
No,
I kinda do.
But like, so when you think about the
Really,
Fleet,
dude?
though,
Mosk? For real?
Would it? Okay, why would it be
If you look
Carrot
up-
and not Sicilian? If
Or
the
even-
guys die.
Even the who's the dog lady?
Oh, Wanda.
Wanda,
Yes,
yeah,
Wanda.
Wanda's just like Carrot, but like older, you know, like more in charge.
Well,
More
so-
experienced, more of a leader.
Well, I
Carrot
think-
is young and impulsive and sneaks onto ships. You
So,
can't have your leader
what?
hiding in a barrel to board a vessel.
I think, to be fair with Moss's point, she doesn't have to be a leader though. She could just go back and like do the thing, you know, like do the thing. She could just go back to Zoe and like join the Grand Fleet under Zoe. Like, she doesn't have to be a leader to do that. But I personally
but-
think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, so bringing up the Grand Fleet is all, like, when you break down the members, they're all pirate captains, right?
Right.
Are they?
So-
I mean, there's a lot of them. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just...
I think they are all pirate captains.
I'll Google
the only
while
one
you're
that
talking.
I like, not sure is like Hideo, but I think he officially made a pirate group. I
Yeah,
think.
he did. He did officially. make a pirate
So-
group.
Something that could happen is, especially since Carrot has kind of like inherited Pedro's well, because Pedro used to be captain of his own pirate crew, right? So
Mhm.
Yeah, he was.
So maybe it's not the Minks are going to join the Grand Fleet. Maybe Carrot will join the Grand Fleet as like, and I do see, like, I don't agree that like she's like a leader, but you know, maybe she would like decide to set out to sea herself and form her own like pirate crew of Minks
Yeah.
and join the Grand Fleet that way. It's possible.
So just to clarify the Grand Fleet point, I'm on the wiki, and they are all technically captains of their own crew.
So
But
yeah,
I guess
maybe,
there is an argument, like he says, to be made for her inheriting not just the will of Pedro, but also his status as captain of his crew. You know, misfit ruffian minx.
And it's possible, like maybe the guard, maybe she'll lead like the whole like guardian group of the Minks, like kind of have like seemed, at least to me, like more piratey. So maybe she'll take like some of the guardians, like, and form her own crew. Or I could see like, you know, some of the musketeers joining too, but
I don't
we'll see.
know.
You know.
Remember when we all thought that, like Zunisha was gonna show up and fucking wreck shit on Wano? Like,
Yeah.
the
Oh, wait,
whole
you-
mink tribe is gonna show up.
People thought the island was going to show up. Like, the
Zunisha?
island was going to,
Oh,
like,
I
walk
don't know.
over there.
Zanisha big
Zunisha
wanderer.
is a walking elephant. Yes.
I mean, that's amazing. I never heard that. That's hilarious.
Yo, maybe
It was
maybe
funny.
at the end of the arc, Oda will still be like, "Dang, I still haven't decided how Luffy's actually gonna be starting off to defeat Kaido," and he's like, "Oh, that's right. I could just have Zunisha roll up."
Zunisha just casually steps up the
I don't know. I
That's
think
the
Kaido.
thing, though.
I think Kaido
would
could
be a
defeat
wet
Zunisha.
noodle on Zunisha's trunk.
No
Like,
way.
Well, that would be definitely really funny.
I mean, he already...
Just-
Jack already got sunned. I can't see it happening to Kaido again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And somehow Jack survived too. Like,
Yeah. Jack's a
Well,
tank, dude.
Well, that's because he's a... That's because
lost a tusk.
he's a merman, right?
Yeah, like he's got to be right because he.
Yeah, he
just,
is a
like,
merman.
He's a
chilling under
merman.
He's
water.
no,
he's
he's part fishman.
Yeah, he's,
no.
uh,
Is that even confirmed?
Yes, he's half fishman, confirmed. It was the
Yeah.
the reveal of his teeth, and I think Oda later actually confirmed it in SBS. Because he would have drowned from being a devil fruit user
Yeah.
otherwise.
Yeah.
That true.
That's why he had like that mask on him the whole time, because he was like trying to hide his teeth. Here's another thing I want to bring up for the Nakama stuff. Not necessarily Carrot or not necessarily Yamato, but there's panel time is pretty important in One Piece. You know, like Mosk was saying, oh, I don't know if there's gonna be someone else joining because maybe they don't have enough panel time, or like it's gonna influence the amount of panel time the main characters are gonna get. So, last year in 2019, someone actually went through the entire manga and counted up the amount of panel time for every character. So there's a list,
wow.
and in like the top 25, if you're including this recent year and like cutting out characters like Rebecca, who obviously would get passed out because she wasn't in the manga for like over a year and stuff like that, right? Carrot would have been 26 on the list a year ago, so now she's had more panel time. So she is still in the top 25 of all the One Piece characters' panel time. So like, for instance, like the top 10 are like Luffy, Nami, Sanji, Usopp, Zoro, Chopper, Robin, Frankie, Brook, Vivi. Makes sense because like those are like technically all the Straw Hats. And if you go down a little bit more, it's Law, who's kind of like an honorary Straw Hat, but like he's, I don't know, do you guys think Law's gonna join? Like probably not. He's got his own
he
crew.
has his own crew.
Yeah,
if anything,
exactly.
he'll join the Grand Fleet.
So then you got
Yeah.
Law, so he's kind of like, you know, an honorary. And then you've got Jinbei at 12, so like that's all the Straw Hats in the top 12. And then after that, it's characters who, you know, how much are we gonna see more of them? I'm not sure, but I'll count them down. So you got Doflamingo, Ace, Crocodile, Rob Lucci, Buggy, Big Mom, Bentham. Who's Bentham? Do you know who Bentham is? Apparently he's been in a lot of panels. Let me look that up real quick, actually.
Is that the penguin? Is that the panda guy?
Oh no, that's Mr. Two.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Wow, Mr. Two has
Mr.
that.
2 for Nakama.
Wow, dude, Mr. Two for Nakama. I've seen a theory about that.
I mean, he got a lot of time during Impel.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
It was like him and Luffy for like a long time.
yeah.
Poor Mr. Two. Still breaks my heart.
Then,
Pouring out for Mr. 2.
then you've got Caesar Clown, Kinemon, Kuros, Enel, and I'm sure Kaku is either right at number 25 or just got passed out by Carrot. I'm not sure. And along with Carrot, Smoker's right there with Carrot too, who people think could possibly join.
I think Mr. Morge made a video about
Yeah.
Smoker for Nakama.
So he did, but it actually goes back to a really old Oro Jackson theory by Beck. And Beck correctly predicted Jinbei, and then after Jinbei he said Smoker and Tashigi are going to 100% join. And he had this whole convoluted thing about Smoker's Devil Fruit fitting into that Gorowase thing I was talking about with the numbers, like how his Devil Fruit translated to the correct final numbers, and also about how Tashigi like would fit in with Zoro's whole arc, and how Smoker's arc has been like hardcore absolute justice, but it's been shifting gradually over the whole story. And like all this stuff with Smoker. Oh, and how he has a Logia Devil Fruit and the Straw Hats don't have a Logia yet. Like, so it's interesting, like, why maybe he would join. But, like, I don't know if I agree with it necessarily. But, I don't know.
For some reason, I still doubt it.
I
Though
mean,
that's a lot of good evidence.
well, that's a lot of like circumstantial stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if
Good
there's anything,
evidence, meaning the shit that I want the Straw Hats to have. Like, Logia, the pattern works. It's all good for me, boys.
Yeah.
Sign me up. Smoker for Nakama.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's like also the other thing. It's like, when's the last time we seen Smoker?
Punk Hazard.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's been a long time.
It's been a little while.
Yeah, or he
but
was
not
in like
crazy.
kind of like I think he was in like some kind of like flashback or something.
Did they show
where,
him during Reverie as one of the people going after any of the Shichibukai?
I
No,
don't
it
think
was
so.
after Dressrosa when Fujitora like did his whole thing. Like I think they showed like a scene where Smoker like read the news and was like, "Holy crap, he really pulled it off."
Yeah.
So he had like a panel or two. Then that was his last appearance, I believe.
I think Smoker's at least. Yeah. I mean, it could happen, but like it would have to be some story about how he's become so disillusioned with the government, and that like
yeah,
he has to like figure out that like being a pirate is his only version of justice.
Well, I would
Which is kinda
say, even if he decides that he wants to be a pirate, if anything, he would fit more with the Grand Fleet than Carrot would, because he already is technically like the leader of, what is it, G5?
Yeah.
You know?
He's already got his own pirate crew. Those guys are
Pretty
totally
much.
pirates.
And along, like, he kind of seems to me more like an honorary Straw Hat. Like, Vivi is like the leader of Alabasta. Law is the leader of his own pirate crew. You know, like Smoker's the leader of G5. Like, they could all join, and they don't have to join the crew. Which was, to be fair, the same thing that happened with Jinbei, but Jinbei joined anyway. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, like, think about Jinbei is like Luffy was like, "Come join my crew."
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the fleet people, he hasn't been like, "Come join my crew." They're
Yeah,
just like,
you're right.
"Luffy-sama."
In fact, he has told them to not do that very thing.
That's true.
So, I just wanted to point out that panel time thing. You know, like, some of those characters do have enough panel time already where it wouldn't be crazy
Right.
to see some joining. I think
We're gonna
my
go back
point...
and save Mr. 2.
Yeah, but I think my point would just be that the 4 non-Devil Fruit users, normal humans, 4 half-humans / Devil Fruit users, and then 4 non-humans, non-Devil Fruit users or whatever. I think that Carrot fits in well with that, and possibly Yamato if Kaido is like a demon race or something like that.
Is,
yeah.
Yeah, so is that like, is the demon thing why Kaido doesn't die?
Yeah, I don't know, like, right? That's kind of crazy. Because, yeah, I mean, his Devil Fruit is supposed to be, like, super durable, but would that really prevent him from dying? Like, we've seen him get cut before. Like, even just, like, Kinemon could cut him, apparently. Does that mean Kinemon's really strong? Like, stronger than all the Marines who tried to execute him? Like, that seems a little far-fetched to me. I don't know.
How do you get those tattoos if nothing could ever, pierce his skin?
Oh my god. Whis!
man.
Yo, what's up,
You gotta
Whis?
be cool.
Whis finally made it.
Hey, welcome.
How goes it?
We're live. We're live as in I'm recording, but it's going pretty well. We're talking about Nakama.
Drop some knowledge.
Yeah. You got any thoughts on that?
Let's just go back to where we were so
From
we
the
don't put
friend?
me on the spot.
Okay, so we'll go over what we think. Okay, so I want Carrot to join next. Mosca's nobody should join next. Eric wants Yamato. Donald, did you ever say who you wanted? How about you talk next, actually?
I'm down for both Yamato and Carrot, and there's probably going to be another one after that because that would
Yeah.
fit with the 4%
Yeah, I think
theory,
you're right about that.
which I am a proponent of. I can't think of who it would be. It could be. I don't think it'll be Momo.
Oh yeah,
Momo.
let me add my other buddy to this too, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. We'll keep talking while you do that. So, okay, bringing up Momo, I don't want Momo to join.
I mean, I don't either, but I'm just like,
No way
if it
Momo
happened,
joined.
It scares me.
If Momo joins, the only way I could see him joining is... I just don't want him to join. I'm so biased. I just hate him so much. He would have to be a cabin boy, right? Because the whole thing about the Roger Pirates having a cabin boys with Buggy and Shanks, but like... That's not really, I mean, come on, they're just kind of like little kids on the crew. Like, I'm sure he had a lot of crew members also. Like, you don't need Momo to be a cabin boy. I mean, he's got a lot of panels, but like, let me actually search it real quick. Momonosuke. I don't even think he's on here. On this list from 2019, he's not even on it. Whereas Kinemon, I said, was already in the top 25 of panels. So like, why would Momo join and not Kinemon if that's the case, you know? And like Momo is supposed to be.
I don't think
Well,
Shogun.
they're the-
Kinemon's, I mean, Do you think the Scabbards are gonna live?
No, I don't think any of the Scabbards are gonna live.
Probably not.
So then Kinemon can't join.
Right.
I think Kinemon lives.
Okay, maybe Kinemon lives. Maybe you're right. Who knows?
I think Kinemon lives, and the Momo's he becomes the leader of Wano. I think that makes more sense than him joining.
I think Kinemon
Yeah,
becomes
I
the
can't
leader
see-
of Wano.
No. Momo has to be Shogun. Momo has to be Shogun.
I could
Okay.
see Hiyori being a much better Shogun.
Yeah,
But he
already-
called it.
It's true. And all the people support him for some
yeah,
reason.
all the people like Momo. That's fine. Let them have him.
Let them have him, honestly. Have Hiyori join the crew.
Yeah. Oh my god. Lisa, are you aware of the that 4 Nakama theory thing I was talking about? Like 4 per C?
Yeah. I think you've been talking about that for like a long time.
Yeah, pretty much since I read it on Oro Jackson. So cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever say who you wanted to join? I don't think you did, right? Or
I mean,
anybody at all?
I'd be for both Yamato and Carrot,
Mhm.
but like, I don't know. I feel like Yamato is gonna stay behind.
Mhm.
I don't know. I feel like,
Of her own volition? Or...
yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like if she drops the whole Odin thing, she might go along with Luffy. But if she decides to like stay as being Odin, then I think she'd probably want to like help Momo and like teach him to fight and stuff like that.
Yeah,
You know?
actually, yeah. If Momo stays, then okay. Hey, how about this for a point for Yamato not joining? Which I kind of do want Yamato to join, but Odin chose to stay with his. Or did Odin leave? Did Odin leave his kids during the flashback?
Odin left his kids. Well, he took Hiyori. No, he found not Hiyori. He found Otomi.
Toki,
To-
Lady Toki.
Toki. Oh my
Toki.
god.
Yeah, that's okay.
He found Lady Toki out with Whitebeard. They had kids, and then he had to drop them off.
That's
at
right.
Wano,
That's right.
and
He
left
them.
to go back
yeah.
out.
Okay, so Yamato would probably leave Momo. Well, I don't know. Maybe she would. Maybe she wouldn't. But it could be either way.
I
so,
don't
yeah.
think that Momo is gonna necessarily want her around. Maybe, especially with her keeping up the
Yeah.
whole "I am Odin" thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he's right.
Um,
How does Momo feel about that? Who knows?
Anyway, I also think that she's stated several times that she wants to go out to sea with Luffy. So, but she also didn't know that Momo was alive.
Fair, very fair. All right, I see Lisa's muted himself, so let's let him invite his friend and maybe just do we have any other things we want to say about Nakama? Has everyone spoken their piece?
I think we've hit this one pretty good.
Yeah.
So we want to do Marines?
Yeah, let's go over the Marines. So we got that big reveal of X Drake actually being a sword member the whole time, and Kobe also being in sword, and we saw X Drake like radio out during this arc, like right before the raid happened. He like radioed out. He was like, all this stuff's going down. So we already saw way earlier that because of Reverie, the Marines didn't really want to send anybody to Wano, and also because they weren't sure of how strong the samurai are. So do you think with word that they're getting attacked by Luffy's crew and stuff like that, that the Marines would think they had a better chance and it would actually show up?
I don't know. Well, because aren't
it
they
tough?
also busy with like the Chibukai right now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of why they don't want to waste any resources.
Yeah, they probably are busy
Right,
with the
so-
Shichibukai. That's a good point.
Like I was thinking, like since X Drake, you know, he's the Beast Fire's kind of caught onto him. Like maybe he'll somehow get a message out, and then maybe some other sword members will show up. But
That'd be cool.
having a hard time thinking about like a huge like Marine battalion showing up. But yeah,
Yeah,
like
but-
I could also see it at the same time.
Maybe like a single admiral. What about like Fujitora? Because Fujitora, didn't he say, I won't show up unless I bring Luffy back with me?
But what would the point of them showing up be?
The point of them showing up could be to further the plot of Big Mom and Kaido like getting away, or it could be like to save Luffy's Luffy's behind if he's not strong enough to fight both of them. Anything
Sorry.
like that, or to start like the greatest war ever.
Are you like holding your phone out the window in a car? What's?
Oh, yo, my bad. That's AC.
Oh.
It's like half the time it doesn't. Half the time it's not even on, blowing on the phone, but then it like will turn on and just disrupt everything. Okay, my bad.
Do you want to do push to talk if it's on or something? Though? Cool.
No, is that better?
Yeah, that's a lot better. Nice.
Okay.
All right, so maybe the Marines won't show up, but because I just want to bring up the point that X-Drake did phone out to what I assume was
Cool.
other sword agents earlier in the arc.
You know,
So what's going on with X-Drake? I haven't really pieced that together myself.
Yeah, I could explain it if you want.
Yeah, go
So I'll start from the beginning. So when Doflamingo attacked to get the Ope Ope no Mi, Law's Devil Fruit, like way back when during the Dressrosa flashback, X-Drake's father was the owner of that. He was like some pirate crew leader, like the Diaz Barrel Pirates or whatever. So that was X-Drake, right? So he grew up a pirate, and later we know he became a rear admiral in the Marines. But when he was first introduced, he was a pirate of his own pirate crew, and so he's been flip-flopping his whole life. Like, is he a pirate? Is he a Marine? We're not really sure because he was like born a pirate, he became a Marine, now he's a pirate again. But recently we found out he is a member of SWORD. He called back into SWORD on Wano. He's been working under Kaido this whole time, probably to keep tabs on him for the world government, or maybe to try to overthrow him, or to like say, oh, he's vulnerable now, something like that. So we know he was pirate, Marine, pirate, and now Marine again.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the story of X-Drake that we know so far.
well, it really probably more like pirate, Marine, fake pirate.
Yeah,
He's
you're
probably
right.
been a sword member.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Probably
Yeah.
since like Sabbaty.
So kind of one of the interesting things I thought about this week's chapter was that like the crewmates are putting up quite a resistance to Luffy being like, okay, you can join.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which did feel a little bit different when Luffy's in the past is like, all right, you're just joining. Everyone was like, okay, but like Zoro and Jinbei were kind of like, no,
Yeah.
not happening.
Well, I think Zoro's
Well,
usually
and
disagreeing.
Frankie.
And Frankie, yeah.
I mean, the people are definitely like resistant whenever he's just like, you're a new crew member.
Yeah,
Like, they're always like that at first.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean,
It was a bit more serious of a tone this time, though.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of where I'm at.
I think.
Yeah,
It kind of
I-
seemed to me that like they were against it because like Zoro was against it because like he stooped so low to join under Kaido. Jinbei was like, oh, like he's like
Probably.
betraying Kaido because Jinbei went through like all this like honor stuff to like disband from Big Mom, and so he's like, oh no, like even pirates have a code of honor, And then
Yeah.
Frankie was like, oh, I don't like people that switch sides so easily, but I could see maybe them figuring out he's a sword member, and then that he never really like stooped to that level of joining Kaido, like he's always been on like the Marine side, so maybe that will change their opinions.
Doesn't it
I
make
don't
it
know.
worse?
Would Luffy
yeah,
want
I
to fight
mean,
him now if he's a sort of?
It could or couldn't. I feel like Luffy might not be against working with a Marine.
Yeah, he's
I'm not
definitely
sure,
not.
honestly.
He's worked with Smoker
Especially
before.
if he like told Luffy that he like is friends with Kobe, Like
Yeah, I mean,
that
one
will,
of his
like,
best
open.
friends is a Marine.
Luffy's definitely cool with working whoever he wants to work with
So,
at
I
the
don't know.
moment. Yeah. So we
Right
got
now, Zoro's duking it out with X-Drake and Apu.
Well,
That's
not
kinda-
right now, really.
That's true.
Things
It
got
kinda
a little
stopped.
complicated
Yeah.
at the end. See what happens.
random roaming robot. You there, man? You got a mic?
Yeah, I'm here.
What's up, dude?
Not much.
Nice. Do you have any thoughts on Nakama? We just kind of wrapped that up, but if you have some thoughts on who you think would be Nakama, do you want to maybe like introduce yourself or go over your thoughts on that?
So my name's Alan. I'm friends with Wes, and he invited me here.
Nice.
And I don't know, it's like I'm up to date on all the One Piece, but I haven't like dived that deep into it. So when like you're referring to Nakama, you're talking about like the new chapter.
No, the new crew
No, the new
members.
crewmate.
Yeah.
Your crewmate.
Whenever Luffy's
Oh.
talking to people on his pirate crew, he calls them Nakama. Do you, so I want Kara to join. Mosk here thinks that Jinbei's gonna be the last member. Eric wants Ulti. Donald says he'd be cool either. I think we said he'd be
Wait,
cool
wait,
either.
wait, hold on a second. You can't just gloss over that. I
What'd I
don't
say?
remember anyone bringing up Ulti.
Oh, sorry, not Ulti.
Yeah.
Yamato. I meant Yamato. My bad.
Although Ulti, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
While I would love to see more of Forehead Girl.
Nami fights Ulti and then she joins the group. Oh wait, maybe Ulti
Yeah,
and Page One will be the Cabin Boys and Cabin Girl.
Oh God.
Stop it. Stop it. Give
Curse.
the man a chance to speak.
All right, my bad. Yeah. So do you have any ideas on that stuff?
I've talked a little about that with Wesley, and I was my thought was like thinking that maybe Yamato might join.
Mm-hmm. I think that would be sweet.
Yeah,
I could see it too.
I think most of us here agree with that, but there are a couple outliers, and there are some valid arguments against it.
Yeah.
Stuff to consider.
I think Oda likes to keep things a little mysterious, kind of uncertain. So definitely a good argument either way, to be honest.
I mean, the entirety of One Piece is just Oda trolling most fan theories.
I mean, that's not wrong.
So I think other than that, we went over the recent chapter. Do you guys want to do you have anything you want to bring up from the recent chapter you thought was cool? Weiss and what was your name again? Random roaming robot.
Aaron.
Aaron and Weiss. Do you guys have any comments on the latest chapter?
I was pretty stoked about the reveals of the Sulong forms.
Yeah.
I was gawking at those for a good 5 minutes before I went on.
Gawking.
Gawking.
Why do you think Oda chose to keep them a silhouette the other chapter? Just to build emphasis on them this chapter since they had that big feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes
just
sense.
to be like, oh wow, now they fucked Jack up, so now we get to see who they are. Kind of like Ozai in Avatar. It's like, oh, now it's like you have now you have my honor, you have my respect. Now you get to see me,
Yep.
kind of thing.
That's true. Aaron, anything you want to bring up from the latest chapter that you thought was awesome? How about the Kinemon feat? You know, he actually cut through Kaido and slashed him.
Yeah, that was interesting.
That
Yeah,
was
that
really
was-
interesting. Yeah.
When he was just like, yeah, try to run away now, and he's like, nah.
Never even thought about it.
Never thought about it. Yeah, I'm so happy the Scabbards are getting some time to shine recently. I was kind of
Yes.
they're okay. Before the raid happened, I was like, they're not really doing too much. They kind of each did one thing. But honestly, now they've been literally bullying Kaido. They pushed him out of his governing area. They're like, no more party. They all stabbed him. Then they're like, all right, let's go fight. And he's like, we're gonna go fight up here. And then they've been putting up a good fight so far. Oh, and I'm super hyped to see Izo come back. Do you guys remember Izo from the Waifu Pirates?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm super stoked to see Izo. So we went over the marine
So
stuff.
is
Yep. What are you saying, Donald?
Yeah, he was in the.
Kiku's
He had a lot.
brother.
Yeah, Kiku's brother.
Yeah, he had a lot of prominent features in the Whitebeard War.
Yes.
Yeah, Marine Force.
I think it's definitely fitting to just swap out
Right.
Kiku. Kanjuro. When Kanjuro just got wrecked, it's a good swap. Just put Izo right in there. So there's still 9 scabbards. Yeah. So, Weiss and Aaron, do you guys think the Marines are gonna show up to Wano, or do you think, because X Drake called them however many chapters ago to say something to the sword? Do you think the Marines will show up at all, or do you think they're just gonna chill and fight the Shichibukai, which they were kind of doing? They sent some people out to fight the warlords.
Yeah, I'm personally thinking this is all gonna be all pirates, and X Drake even kind of stated that he's kind of all alone here. But again, I could see maybe select sword members showing up or something, but nothing serious from the Marine side, in my opinion.
Yeah, that makes sense. Weiss and Aaron, you got
So
anything you want to say for that topic?
Okay, yeah.
I think if the Marines come to Wano, it'll be sort of like a fulcrum to sort of bring what the conflict in Wano is,
Yeah.
just kind of spill out into the world.
Yes, that's an awesome point, man.
And that would kind of have Wano kind of become the final war arc.
That's an awesome point to bring up. I think that could also be another possibility for sure. Yeah, if the Marines show up and start also fighting, that already is going to be a huge war. Other people are probably going to come. At that point, Blackbeard's coming in to try to get some devil fruits or something.
If the Marines show up, Blackbeard is showing up.
Yeah.
If he's not already showing up.
True.
Yeah, that's another good tangent. Do you guys think Blackbeard's gonna show up?
I don't know. That seems all a little too much too fast.
So here's my reasoning for why he might show up. It's very simple. It's called the 4 Yonko saga.
Then where is Shanks?
Yes, I think if Blackbeard shows up, then Shanks shows up to fight Blackbeard or something. I don't know.
Well, then, I mean, at that point, how is Oda gonna make a bigger war?
But maybe the saga's not over at the end of this arc, right? Maybe there's one more saga after this arc, and that's involving.
What's gonna
all 4.
stop Luffy from getting to One Piece? If it all goes down here,
Right, that's fair.
it's gonna be a 5-year battle, and then it's gonna be another bigger battle after they figure that out. What? No,
Yeah.
it's not. No.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this could just be the first half of the 4 Emperor saga.
Yeah, that's fair.
First half has Big Mom Kaido. Second half will have Shanks Blackbeard.
That's a good point.
I'm sorry. Could you please use push to talk? I don't know how the
AC
wind sound has gotten
AC.
louder.
Nice. Thanks, man.
Sorry about that. Oh no.
Oh, he's dead. Weiss is killed. He'll come back when he fixes it. I
My
think.
words. So sorry.
I gotta get going soon, so if you guys want to wrap up.
Wait, okay, for one last thing that I want to talk about. Speaking of the Marines and Blackbeard and Sword,
Yeah.
does anyone here think that Aokiji could be a member of Sword?
I think Aokiji is the founder of Sword.
Yeah.
But then, wait, Akainu has a sword tattoo.
Really?
Yeah, you haven't heard about that?
No, I haven't
There's theories
seen
that
actually.
Akainu could be a member of Sword.
Well, let me look
So
this up.
now this goes to a theory that, maybe the falling out that they had was actually the striking of a deal, in which Akainu, would run the Marines, Aokiji would leave to become a pirate, air quotes implied, and they would found the organization known as Sword.
Huh. Maybe he tattooed himself to prove that he was still loyal to working with Aokiji.
Maybe they couldn't beat each other. Maybe no one actually won, and they had to strike a deal because they were fighting for 10 fucking days. They were like, all right, this is getting nowhere. Let's strike a deal.
Maybe you're right, but I don't. Didn't.
But an argument.
Yeah.
I can see
A
that.
bit of obvious evidence against that is that Aokiji did lose a leg.
Yeah.
He's got a nice leg now.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. But does he need to use his leg to use his devil fruit? Not really, right? So.
I mean,
who knows?
I think he'd rather have a leg.
I think he would rather have a leg.
It could just be a fake ice-covered leg that's actually like his leg is still there and it's just covered in ice, or he keeps it looking like ice the whole time. You know, like who knows? I don't know.
Yeah. Dude, I had no idea about this sword tattoo. I looked it up and there it is. It's right on his right shoulder.
Well,
That's really
I'll throw it in the chat.
Yeah, I will throw that in the chat. General. And okay.
That's a sword.
That's a sword.
That's a sword, all right.
So that's sweet. Nice point, Donald.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what do you guys think of that theory?
Do the other guys have swords tattoos like X-Drake and stuff like that? Sword tattoo. I don't know if he does. I think it definitely has something to do with it. Whether it's Oda foreshadowing there's going to be an organization, or whether Akainu is actually part of it. I don't know exactly, but yeah, I don't know. It would be kind of weird if Akainu was in Sword because like they're supposed to be all undercover.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, they've got to have some sort of connection to the Marines.
Yeah, that's fair.
No.
That's fair.
So someone's got to be keyed in on that, and why wouldn't it be the Fleet Admiral, if anyone?
Good point. Another good point. Yeah, that makes sense. That's pretty sweet.
I think the simple fact that Sword exists, like, I don't think that Sword is secret from the head of the Marines, you know?
No, oh yeah, no, I wasn't saying that. I don't think that's the case either.
So Akainu has to know about Sword.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I just think the tattoo is like a promise to Aokiji that like, okay, you could do this and I'll still like, you know, you could be like the leader of Sword, I'll be the leader of Marines, and we'll work together when you are done with your covert stuff. Okay, so if X-Drake was sent to spy on Kaido and Aokiji is in Sword and he's sent to spy on Blackbeard, then who's spying under Big Mom and Shanks in Sword? Is Kobe spying under one of them, right? Like,
I know. Kobe's not spying. Kobe is blatantly a Marine. He's on a Marine ship. He was wearing a Marine jacket last time we saw him.
okay, so maybe he's not even part of Sword.
No, Kobe is part of Sword.
Okay.
He is.
He's just not currently undercover.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that makes sense, sure. Maybe we just don't know the characters that are under the other ones, if there are. Yeah.
Everyone can be.
Well, I mean, yeah, X-Drake was a pretty big reveal. Well, I guess there was setup, as you pointed out,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Sweet. Did we go through the list of stuff that we wanted to go over at all? Did you have it up there?
Look at everything
So, we kind of touched on it, but we didn't really cover it. How do we think it's going to end?
Yeah.
Wano arc?
That's
Do
a
we
good way to
think
end it.
that Luffy and Ko are going to defeat Kaido and Big Mom? Or do you think yes?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Let's do like a wrap-up statement, like one per person. How about that? Mas, you
Sure.
want to start since you are definitive on your position?
Yeah, sure, I'll go. They're gonna duke it out with the two Yonko, and then they're gonna beat them up. There's been so much said to Wano. It's been in the making, in at least since Punk Hazard. It just seems like the natural conclusion. I think that Kaido will end up being kind of like the main of the two.
Yep.
Yonko, because this has kind of been more about him than Big Mom. Big Mom's actually kind of like in a weird place in the story because
She
it's
is.
been like more about Kaido. But yeah, I think ultimately they will beat them. There's just like too close together. There's too much animosity. There's not a lot of places for anyone to run. I mean, I think this has been what we've been leading up to, and shit has already hit the fan. It's gonna be like pure craziness for like several months.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Not even considering this is only Act 3 of what's supposed to be a 5-act,
I know.
bonanza.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I kind of want to go last, so who wants to go next? And what they think?
Dominic, go ahead.
Me?
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, originally I wouldn't have been surprised if we lost here because of like what I just said. We are only like halfway through, but like from what I understand, the Act 3 is supposed to be kind of like climax, no? Then like next 2 arcs are just kind of like after climax and then resolution.
Yeah, that's fair.
Is that how it's supposed to go? I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I
but
don't know.
heard
I don't know.
something like
I'm not
that.
really sure. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about like the kabuki play or whatever.
Yeah, the structure of the kabuki play that Wano is supposed to be based off of.
I thought Act 3 was supposed to be tragedy. I thought I heard
that
that.
could also be the thing. That's what I'm thinking.
Right.
I heard a lot of theories about that and how.
I don't know specifically what you're talking about, but most stories follow like a 3 to 5 act structure. Intro, conflict resolution, and then like 5 act would be like intro, build up, failure, conflict resolution. That might have been 4. But you guys know what I'm talking about. The plot of every single movie.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
But you see, the problem is we kind of already had the failure.
I guess that's
And then we
true.
had like a rebuild up.
Yeah, with the flashback being the failure.
No, I'm talking about like Luffy getting wrecked by Kaido and being thrown in prison.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I like barely
he kind of already went and challenged him immediately. It was 1-on-1, and he got wrecked.
Yeah, he didn't get wrecked that bad though.
He got smoked.
Yeah.
What are you
Yeah,
talking
but-
about?
I mean, like he did, but like
He got literally low diffed.
yeah, but it was too. I don't know. It wasn't like. It didn't feel that impactful. It was just like okay, like Luffy, like or whatever. It's just like the next thing.
I
disagree with that.
What are you
but-
talking about?
I think Luffy
Kaido
was.
hit him once.
I think Luffy was all like,
What did I-
"I'm
what did
ready.
I-
I'm ready to
okay.
fight." What's up, please?
What did I miss? You're talking about? Are you talking about Luffy getting wrecked now?
Oh yeah, how do we think it's gonna end?
Yeah.
Is main discussion point. And right now
Oh,
we're
okay.
talking about like basically the structure of the kabuki play and how that's affecting
Yeah,
Wano,
yeah.
and how like part of that is failure in the attempt of the hero, and like I was saying that could be earlier when he was defeated in one shot by Kaido and thrown in prison. So we don't necessarily need a failure now.
Right.
I think that felt like an L, but it didn't really feel too tragic. Like everyone was like,
Yeah.
"Luffy, don't be dumb," but then he did, of course. Then like nothing
did be
too
dumb.
bad happened from it. Like no one was really too worried about Luffy for some reason. Like if they were worried, they would have probably like gone to get him out of there, right? I mean, maybe Chopper did that with Big Mom, but maybe Big Mom was also just going there in the first place. I don't exactly remember, so I don't remember that. Like, why did Chopper and Big Mom go to the prison?
I think they wanted to go to break out Luffy, and then
Yeah.
they were just like, well, we have a big dumb lady who wants Oshiruko. She can get us in.
Yeah, fair. Like, why didn't like Zoro and Sanji go if it was like that big of a deal that Luffy was in prison? You know, I think they had faith in him. Like no one was too worried. I think if there's going to be another tragedy thing, it's going to be the Scabbards all dying and then like Luffy failing here.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, you
Well, I
want
can
to
see.
jump off on that,
Scabbards.
Eric? If you want to say something like that.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, what?
You want to jump off on that since you said you were going to say that?
Oh yeah. No, I was saying I agree with them. Like I think the tragedy is like not necessarily like Luffy losing here because I can't really see like what would happen. Like he loses here and then like what Kaido's just gonna like imprison him again and then like he's gonna break out again and get like another shot. Like I think the tragedy is gonna be maybe the Scabbards, like at least definitely Kinemon dying probably maybe or maybe even all of them. And and that would be tragic and kind of give Luffy and the rest of like the pirate alliance like that kind of like final push, and then it's gonna be like pirates be pirates, you know?
Yeah,
That's what I'm thinking.
for sure. Aaron, you think you have any ideas on what you want to see for the end of the arc, or how you think it's gonna end?
I don't know, my current thoughts are it can and don't really have any like reasoning for it. But I'm just thinking that it could end kind of like in a draw, where like both sides just kind of wreck each other to the point that neither of them can fight anymore.
Yeah, dude, that could totally happen too.
I didn't hear a word he just said, like not anything.
Oh, he said that they would end in a draw, and like both sides are just gonna wreck each other so hard that no one really wants to fight anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that happening.
Nah, I
Yeah,
can't
no,
see
but,
that
like, I don't
happening.
even- I don't
Kaido was a
even hear-
man on a mission, willing to kill himself in any way possible. Not going to stop until he's dead or unconscious, thus defeated.
Weiss, how do you think the arc's gonna end?
Well, if it doesn't end like the way that I thought with the Marines,
Yeah.
I think, I don't know, something's telling me like one of them, maybe Big Mom, will go down.
Yep.
Maybe not her whole like crew, but like she will like not be able to fight. I think there has to be some like they have to get some sort of victory over a Yonko this arc. I feel like when they end it.
Yeah, that's fair.
So maybe one of them won't do it, but like maybe like something will just fuck her over.
All right. Well, I guess I'll go last because I said I wanted to go last. And so, I really think that this is going to directly follow the 5-act thing, where there's going to be a big tragedy during this act, Act 3, where Luffy and Co. lose so badly that Kaido and Big Mom are just like, okay, so Kaido, you want to go do your plan of like taking over the world and like create the biggest war ever? And they're like, okay, and they go off and they do that. And then, you know, like maybe Kaido's like, all right, Yamato, you stay here and you're in charge. And then, but Yamato is like on Luffy's side, so she's like, okay, I'm gonna help Luffy out and like free him again or something like that. Or maybe like, I don't know, maybe they just leave for whatever, because like they don't need to be on Wano anymore if they're planning on doing a big war, right? I don't think they're going to stick around after this fight regardless. Like, even if Luffy loses and they get locked up again or something like that, I can't see them like dying. First of all, just because Kaido wants people to bend to his will, you bend the knee, like work for him. Kaido's not the type of guy to want to kill anybody either. Even if Big Mom is, I think Kaido will be like, nah, let's prison him again.
No, I don't think Kaido has a problem killing weak people. I think he just wants the strong.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think he would kill Luffy. So I could see them losing and not dying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I can see it.
And the only thing I would
I think
say,
if they
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think if they left Wano, then I feel like definitely other parties would get involved. Like, then I could seriously see the Marines like be like, oh shit, like Big Mom and Kaido left Wano, like we gotta go do something. So that could be really interesting, actually.
Mm-hmm. The only thing that changed my mind recently is the ending of this current chapter, where the Scabbards are putting up much more of a fight than I thought they would against Kaido so far. Like, this is the second time they even damaged him. Like, I was super surprised that they damaged him the first time. But now that I'm seeing this, like how powerful Inu, Urashi, and Nekomamushi are, like maybe they could do something. Like, I was definitely sure, like even after the training Luffy went through, he was not going to be strong enough to fight Kaido. Just because of like how close the match he had against Katakuri was, where it was like a tie at best, you know? And so I was like, Luffy's got to have... maybe Luffy got a little bit stronger since then, but then we see he gets one shot by Kaido, not in his hybrid form. So I was like, okay, Luffy, not really strong enough to put up a fight. Even if he trains now, like, okay, he'll put up a fight, but does that mean he's going to be strong enough to win? Like, no. And now they throw Big Mom into the mix. It's like there's literally no way they could win. But just seeing how the Scabbards are doing against Kaido, it puts a little bit more hope that maybe they will defeat him by the end of the arc.
Mhm.
Yeah. So those are my thoughts, I guess, currently.
Yeah, so the only thing so the two main points I disagree on that is I think the tragedy was the flashback.
Yep.
I think that fulfills the tragic point. I mean, like literally, like Odin was like so popular, and he dies. Like very, very convincingly dies. And then
was your tragedy quota.
Yeah, I think it does. And then the other thing is like the Straw Hats have been trolling Big Mom so fucking hard
They have.
for like so long. They have. Big Mom has never been this mad in like who knows how long. I do not think she's just gonna be like, all right, we beat him, throw him in jail, after like they threw Luffy in jail, and he led a prison riot that's currently ransacking their home.
Mhm.
It just doesn't make sense that they would just be like, okay, go to prison now. Like, I feel like the main argument against...
This time, Baba Ganoushi, don't mess up.
Yeah, I feel like the main argument against them beating the Yonko right here is the power scaling, which to me is like the weakest argument, because it's like not a literary one.
Okay, so let me give you a literary argument then. Okay, so I just
Alright,
looked up the 5-act thing in Japan for the Kabuki play, the 5 acts. So Act 1 is slow opening, introducing everybody. Act 2 is second and fourth. The second act consists of some battles, which I guess is like what was going on during the Flower Capital, where like Sanji had that little fight, Zoro had his little fight, Law had the little fight he had, Luffy had the L, and some more fights. Act 3 says specifically like a real dramatic moment or tragedy in the third act specifically. And Oda has been pointing out, like, at the beginning of each act, like, oh, we're in this act. And he has pointed out we're literally in the third act. So there's going to be some type of tragedy in this.
Did the third act start after the flashback?
I don't know. I think it might have, but I'm not sure. We have to go back and check. And then it says the fourth act consists of more battles, and then the final act is just the wrap up and conclusion. So it would be weird. Like, it's weird because it does seem like we had slow opening, fight, tragedy, fight. Right now, seems like it could be the fourth act, but it's not. We are in the third act, as Oda's shown.
So what are acts 4 and 5?
4 is more battles, and 5 is the wrap up and satisfying conclusion.
I don't know. So what's stopping us from being in Act 4?
The
fact that Oda stated that we are in Act 3.
Yeah.
In the
When
manga, there's a
when did you
panel
state that?
where it's like Act 3, and it's like a title card.
4, 3 acts. Let me try to look it up. Yeah, he's been doing it as the acts have been happening.
958, and it's actually when they get to the shoreline and find that the boats are all like wrecked and shit.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. It sounds to me like we're in the beginning of Act 4 right now.
Yeah,
Well,
we're either
you would have
beginning
said it if
Act
it was,
4 or,
sorry.
like wrapping up Act 3 like very soon, definitely.
Like what's to stop like Oda from just being like Act 4 next chapter?
Yeah, he could
Yeah.
do that.
It could
I mean, it's possible.
Maybe the Scabbards die, Luffy comes up, and that's the end of Act 3. Like, Luffy goes up to the top of the mountain, and then Act 4 starts right there. You could be right about that.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was thinking. Like he finally makes it up, and he like sees like just like this, you know,
Bloodbath.
Yeah, bloodbath, and then like bam, like Act 3 end. Like
Oh no! Luffy's L happened in Act 1 of the Kabuki.
Oh, it was Act 1?
no, I know it's
Oh,
not. It's
okay.
not his L. It's like he comes up, and like he sees that like the Scabbards have like been defeated.
No, Whis is talking about when Luffy got bodied by Kaido the first time.
Yeah, Luffy gets bodied in Act 1, and then the second act starts with
Prison.
Inuarashi fighting with Ashura.
Yep.
That's the start of Act
Yeah.
2. Then Act 3 starts. Where are we going here?
Probably like right during the raid.
Yeah, I think so.
Second act.
So I'm just scrolling down the wiki. Yeah,
Yeah, same.
the day the Fire Festival Wano began its celebration. Yeah.
So which act did the flashback happen during? 2?
2, right?
Okay.
Samurai's Great Legacy.
then-
No, it was Act 3 because Samurai's Great Legacy, and they have all the Odin stuff happening. So the beginning of Act 3 was Odin flashback.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause that's when they
Yeah.
first show up. The flashback was right after they first show up and see that the boats are gone. And then after the flashback, we
third
come
act,
back,
Odin's
and
Wano.
it's like everything happens, and we go to Onigashima.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Remember that.
So I guess you could consider Odin dying the tragedy of Act 3, I guess.
Definitely.
Possibly. I just like
Yeah.
that was like a flashback thing. Like I feel like the tragedy is definitely gonna be something like in current time.
Oh, we were
No,
all
yeah.
wrong. The tragedy of Act 3 was Orochi dying. I forgot.
Oh shit. He died so that he couldn't suffer anymore, and that's a real tragedy.
So tragic.
Yeah, I guess.
Alright. Well, I think we've been going on for like 2 hours, so I think this is a good point to wrap up. What do you guys think?
Yeah, definitely.
Nice. We could do another one probably next chapter if you guys want to do that.
Heck yeah.
Sure. Yeah, there was
Uh,
definitely like a discussion topic that I wanted to bring up.
Yeah.
But we can save it for next time. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
like last chapter, like Hawkins, like he was like, "Oh, I just want to check the percentage of
That's
that
right.
man
That's right.
living
Yeah.
and with 1%." And like the obvious choice would be Luffy,
Yeah.
but like he also like told Luffy's fortune at the beginning of Wano, and it was like 30% then. And
All right, let's save it for the
Yeah.
next one.
yeah, let's
Yeah,
save it for next
sure.
one. But I really want to discuss that. That's like a cool topic, I think.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for coming on and chatting with us. Like, that was sick. Everybody, Aaron, nice to meet you, man. And thanks for hopping in. Weiss, thanks for coming in, even if you came in late. Glad to have everyone's opinions on this stuff. It's awesome to talk about.
Glad to be here.
Nice.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's cool, guys.
Sick. All right,
Hopefully
so
next
yeah.
time I'll actually be able to hear you when you talk, Aaron.
Yeah, maybe like similar time next week. Is that good for everybody?
That's good.
Sounds good.
Nice.
Depends on the time for me.
I think so.
Cool.
And if you post it to YouTube or something, send copy the link on the general or post it in the Facebook chat. So definitely want to check that out.
Yeah, will do, man. All right, sweet. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, this has been the first edition of Linlin's Tea Party. I would like to thank everyone for coming and wish you, the viewers, a wonderful good night.
All right.